Hi, today I have a message called A Poor Memory Serves You. So first we have ask for what will make you happy. And then we go deep into the question of what will make me happy? What do I ask for? And to me that seems more like keeping a door open. Keeping a door open to let things in. Instructions for me, telling me what to do and say that are in accordance with the will we share. That actually makes me happy. And blocking those instructions makes me unhappy. So I leave a door open for my attachment to instructions that come from my perceived separate will of what to do and say. Maybe it's a drain instead of a door, we leave the drain open, we don't plug the drain up, so those instructions can drain away. And then the instructions that come in, the thoughts that come in from our harmonic self, thoughts that show us what is real and give us very specific instructions for what to say and what to do. I think that's our happiness. I think that's what we ask for. And we have our part to do in it, because when we don't feel good, we've put the drain plug in, we've preserved the instructions that come from our false self that tell us what we like and what we don't like, what makes our separate self happy and unhappy. And we try to preserve and keep regenerating the image of that separate self and hold it and carry it and develop it. We keep trying to keep that going. And then when we realize that's my unhappiness is plugging up this drain, so we take the drain plug out, we let all the instructions that come from our separate self of what to do and what to say, we let them go because we don't need them. This whole idea of I decide, I have to figure it out, that drains because we don't need it. Because when our shared harmonic will sends us a constant stream of thought, if thought is needed, a constant stream of thought that instructs very specifically what to do, what to say, then we just have that. We just have what we need. And there was no separate self saying what would make it happy. There was no separate self figuring out what it was going to do. So just seeing this picture helps me in my learning and unlearning. I'm not claiming to be free of the separate self. I'm not. But receiving this picture helps me in my learning and my unlearning today. And we're free as we are free. We are free of the separate self, but am I attempting to attach to it and use it still? Yes. So I should note that we all are free. That's our nature. But am I still refusing to recognize it fully in both myself and in you? Yes, I am. So today this comes through to help me. Just for context. Okay. There is a loud, fake happy that covers up despair. This really helped me to see that when I received it initially. So the thoughts ego sends that torture us about we're not happy enough, we don't have enough, and those people over there are happy. And we can remember a time in our lives perhaps when we got what we wanted, and temporarily we felt like that kind of happy we see over there. Those people are over there because they look good, they are good, they have good things, they do good things, whatever we think is good that they have or are that we don't have and we are not, right? Or maybe we look into our past and say, at one time I had these things, or I was these things, or I did these things, and now those people over there are getting what they want, and I'm not. If you can see it as an important aspect of our unfolding to see that there's something beyond getting what the separate self wants, and there's something beyond the separate satisfaction and triumph of a separate self thinking, I've done it, I've gotten what I wanted, I have all these conditions surrounding me that I said I preferred, yay, I'm happy, right? I'm so happy about this particular thing. I'm enthusiastic. Okay, that doesn't mean I need to point to somebody over there and say, that person's fake happy. No, that's always explained to me like, not that way. But can you see in your own experience that you don't know what happiness is? That there's a fake happy that you've been attached to that seems to come from conditions. And that the happiness you are, you might not know very well yet, and that's okay. And what a relief to see you are happiness, they are happiness, everyone is happiness. And I'm unable to judge or analyze the extent to which anyone over there is expressing or knows about real happy or fake happy. If I start trying to sort that out and assign it to one I call other, I am completely lost. So I gotta keep my hands off them and do nothing but, be in prayer, see them as they are, see our connection, see that they are this actual happiness. All of that's allowed. The comparison does not seem to be allowed at this point, or maybe not ever, but definitely cautioned against comparison and analysis when it comes to myself too, but very much when it comes to the other guy. Obviously, if you're going to compare, it has to be a this and a that. So we're comparing ourselves with others. We can't analyze ourselves either, but we can be aware of how we feel. Okay, I'm back after a pause, so I don't really remember the last thing I said, but I think I was on, there's a loud fake happy that covers up despair, and the point of this was for me to notice in my own experience, not label in someone else's experience their fake happy, but just notice I don't have an obligation to enact fake happy. I can just stay rooted, stay here, and really get to know the peace and the joy and the happiness that are me and everyone else. And if I have to settle down and be quiet for a while to get to know that, that's fine. It's well worth my time and my attention. And I might see invitations to enacting that fake happy, or feel myself in the middle of enacting it out of habit and see it as a social defense, or various ways I've employed fake happy. So that's fine. It's to watch and to let it go, and to let it go right down the drain, so our actual will can be revealed to all of us. Okay. And maybe the one thing else to say about it is that it covers up despair, that fake happy. So when we let that fake happy go down the drain, we do bump into despair. That's what it's been covering up. It's a little loud because you need something loud to cover up the despair, that shrieking in you. Sorry if that's it's very unpleasant, but that's been my experience with it. It's really awful thoughts. Like in my case, it's thoughts about my death. Like I can see clearly ego wants me dead. Ego's objective is clearly to kill me. So that's okay though, because once you've encountered thought after thought after thought after thought, it gets revealed slowly to you what ego's up to, what ego's objective is. It's okay that it wants to kill you, because by that point you know you're everyone and you're unkillable, and you know how to respond with sanity to it, and it's not going to be able to trick you as easily when you know it's murderous, right? You want to find and listen to this sane, loving voice, not the murderous voice. Even if it does send you fake happy thoughts, you're less likely to fall for those. Okay. You don't need all this glitter on top of things. You just need the thing as it is. And that's very plain and perfectly adequate. and very powerful. So if I can just nestle into or relax into or just be with everything as it actually is, under any surface of fake happy, under any surface of despair, under that, under any glitter, under anything, it's still goodness without opposite. It's still freedom. It's still actual happiness. It's still peace. It's still joy. It's still unified under all the differing surfaces. And so we definitely don't need glitter to make us happy. And maybe all the places where we thought this surface glitter that drowns out or covers up despair will be enough to make me happy. So I have to strive toward it, or once I think I have it, to struggle to keep it or arrange it in different piles that I like. All of that activity can get highlighted and can go away now because it isn't needed. So anywhere we're trying to collect, build up, rearrange, do anything with glitter, with a surface positivity, we can let it go now. And it's nice to have that permission. It's okay that the despair gets revealed, because we know how to respond appropriately and with sanity to despair. They're just thoughts, and believing them, they're just thoughts from ego, and believing them causes the feeling of despair, which is a gigantic alarm clock that is very helpful, right? When a town has like a siren to tell people, hey, there's a storm coming. Well, it's our own storm of despair, and it's faceable. We don't go hide in the basement. We go outside when the storm of despair comes, and we look at each and every thought we believed that caused the feeling, because we couldn't feel the feeling if we didn't believe the thoughts. And then we let the thoughts go, and then what's revealed under that is our actual will. That's what brings us happiness. That's what brings everyone happiness together. Now it's time to see the positive glitter as anxiety inducing. Yes. And socially, for me, that is being shown, where I can relax out of social patterns, where I thought I was helping or making things light or doing what I needed to do to be good and helpful. And I realized, oh, I've been so nervous and anxious and unsure, doubtful, uncertain, and I haven't just stopped to be with who I'm with and appreciate them deeply and see our oneness. If I'm too busy being socially appropriate according to ego and making things easy for everyone around me according to ego, or making things convenient for my personal self according to ego, two sides of the same coin. One seems selfish, one seems giving, but they're both my ego, both misleading. And if I stop all that nervousness and anxiety and just be willing to be with who I am with, and appreciate and see our equality, have gratitude, have genuine gratitude for the beings I'm with, that's different. That's happiness. There's happiness. So we can let a lot of stuff go. If you don't see yourself as anxious, if you're a person, well, you're not a person, but if you tend to look over there and say, that one over there irritates me because they're so anxious, I'm never anxious, you might be critical. Or, yours might wear a different face. And honestly, I have to criticize things to become anxious, so we're not wearing different faces at all, but our faces might look a little bit different. If anxiety isn't your main thing, maybe it's condemnation or criticism or whatever it is. It's a little ego critter getting in there, convincing you, and any irritation we feel in social settings or boredom, it's all the same thing. It's the effect of believing the thoughts from ego, which keep us from just truly being with the beings who are there with us and sinking into them and our unity with them and appreciating them. And then letting that appreciation tell us, this is what you do. This is what you say. you know, much easier. And if I think I'm so relaxed, but that one over there is flying off the handle, isn't it interesting that we projected that surface? So if there's no reaction, no judgment, then there's no problem. You're just with the one you're with in peace. But if there's any reaction and any judgment, then you can see why you feel the way you feel, because because I believed thoughts from ego. Okay, so I don't need the positive glitter, which in my case often induces anxiety and has me off spinning and listening to the ego. A poor memory serves you. So moment to moment, there's nothing I need to cling on to or bring with me, because everything's delivered to me and everyone I would call else in every moment, everything they need. If I can rest there in that trust, then there's no need to struggle and no need to strain. If I can rest there in that trust, then I'm open and I'm receptive. But we all have these layers of protection, layers of habit, and that's what's the light shining on it now. That's what's being exposed. That's what's surfacing, and that's what we can let go of. So if we don't blame our separate selves for any discomfort we're feeling, if we don't blame a separate self of anyone else or an institution or a government, anything else, then we're left with just the work we need to do. We need to find the actual cause, which is the ego thought we believed. Set it down, have a moment of peace, and let those successive moments of peace we keep reaching for join each other until that is where we are. That is what we're flowing in. This peace that is here all the time, but out of habit, we keep covering it up, keep covering it up, keep covering it up. And we don't have to struggle to remember ego thoughts, as we are very, very willing to let ego thoughts go. Then our memory of who we actually are together, and the power we actually have together, and the gentleness that's actually here, it comes back to us. And that's what we rely upon, instead of the memory of what we see as a separate character and all the things it has to keep in mind and remember to do and not do and to get through this world. That is allowed to go down the drain when we allow to come online our memory of who we are together, and trust it and let it guide us and let it guide everything in our perception. Then we don't need what we used to think of as memory, because every resource is right here for us. Okay, I think that's everything. So thank you for listening and happy remembering.